chance to share it as well on Facebook as well. It's already up on there.
It's cool. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, hey. So I'm just gonna make sure I have everything going. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just making sure I have everything set here before we get started, as well as giving people time to hop on.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep. So let's see. Yeah, everything's set on my end. Yeah, the thing I like about this StreamYard is being able to stream on multiple platforms at once.
That's cool.
So yeah, so right now it's gotten started on Facebook and YouTube. So let's see.
That's awesome. Facebook, YouTube. Okay. I use Restream. I'm gonna check out StreamYard though. Sounds cool.
Yeah, the only thing is that if you're hosting, you have to have a PC or a laptop.
Oh.
And
okay.
But otherwise, it's pretty neat. Have up to 6 people on at once.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so I guess we should get started soon. So, you ready?
Yeah. That's cool.
Going down in 3, 2, 1. And here we go again. Hey, I'm Christopher D. Casson here, your host for Thru Autistic Eyes, and an autistic adult who is just rediscovering the world through this little platform. And today, I have my good buddy here, Diego Gonzalez here, who is quite the artist, and he likes to do airbrush art, has been in multiple magazines, specifically from what I remember, some on body art actually, which we'll get into that. And he is currently working in Texas with his shop of Mindless Paint, I believe it was called, or is it? Okay, yeah. Want to make sure I got that right. So I just want to thank you for hopping on.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me in your stream. It's cool. It's really cool. It's been a while since I've been like on another stream. And actually, I've been doing a lot of Facebook streaming lately. It's been helping me out a lot.
Oh, is it you doing your art or?
Yeah. So pretty much I do like orders and stuff for my business, and I kind of like, well, that's my art, I guess, also. So.
Okay. So then, how's your business been lately, especially since now that you moved to Texas?
It's interesting because it seems to be like starting over again from the beginning, which is really difficult for me to do. Like, no one knows who I am at all, really. Well, at first when I got here, and that was tough. So people are getting to know like who I am and what I do, and so it's been a challenge, but it's been kind of fun though too. It's like starting out like Rocky, in the first gym, going back to the old gym again.
Yep. Send me. I've never actually seen the Rocky movies. That's the. People probably shaking their head at me right now. I can tell.
No, it's cool. As long as you watch the first Rocky, you're good, and all of them. It's pretty much.
I need to watch the first Rocky. Oh no.
Cool.
Anyway, so continuing on with the subject for tonight. So
yeah.
Now, usually when you hear art, you usually think of typical painting and drawings like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci and stuff like that. But you actually decided to go with the route of using an airbrush. So did you always have that idea going that route when you first started getting into art, or how did you get started?
So I wanted to like be different, I guess, pretty much we all want to be different. I wanted to choose an art form that not a lot of people did. And I also wanted to make money. I think making money was my number one priority. So I was like, all right, how can I make money? And I couldn't afford like conventional like tattoo guns and stuff like that because those are expensive. But an awesome entrepreneur mentor, Charisse Glenn, gave me an airbrush. Someone left there they didn't want to use, or they just didn't come and pick it up or work with it. And she said, "You want this, Diego?" And I'm like yeah. So, from there, it was just the gun. It didn't have the compressor in any of the parts, but she's like, you're a smart kid. I'm pretty sure you can figure this out. Or I don't know, maybe she said something like to challenge me. I think she may have said something like, "You're never going to figure this out, but I'm going to give it to you anyways."
Yeah.
So, it's kind of one of those things that you don't forget, I guess, in a way. And it's like, I'll show you. And, she's a really smart woman for doing that. So I think.
Yeah. So what kind of techniques have you learned over the years using an airbrush, actually? Because I've never actually heard of that until I first met you, actually.
Okay, cool. So a lot of t-shirt techniques from Airbrush Action Magazine I read. A lot of techniques with a lot of. So basically, when I first started off, I used a lot of airbrush techniques with stencils and stuff too. So I integrate those in my work as well. I believe that's a part of my work. It's iconic, I guess, of if I look in the future. So even if I do fine art, because I'm also trained in fine art as well from Herron School of Art and Design, I'll still include like that, which I've been using most of my entire life. So I think artists need to also embrace that fact. It's like, oh, you're from the hood. It's ghetto. It's like a Mickey Mouse shirt, a Mickey Mouse stencil, or a love, beach scene shirt. That's lowbrow. Well, I think a true artist can take that, and if you have enough humility, you elevate that to a higher platform. So that's what I try to do when I paint now, especially now.
So, I've also gotten into art. I mainly started off with drawing, and of course, my late mother was an artist as well, so she used to do a lot of drawing and sold until her polio and scoliosis kind of took her out of that. But I still had that inspiration, I guess, from a very early age, and just being able to draw as far back as I remember. And of course, we all know those famous artists that inspired so many others. So I was wondering, were there any artists that inspired you to get into art, or any other person?
Yeah, just like I think like you, my mom especially. I always looked up to her when I was a kid. I would see her making piñatas out of like plaster cast and clay with flour and stuff. Easter baskets and stuff like that. It was really big. It was really holidays, Halloween. She'd make our costumes. She'd make decorations around the house, all that kind of stuff. Just really, really artsy, And I recognize that, I guess, at an early age, and I was, I'm like, that's something to do, something to do with my life.
Yeah, I certainly found that during early years, and it also has helped me to get through tough times, because it's another way of expressing a message, so to speak. So I'm guessing I'm wondering if it's kind of similar to all the other type of artists out there, I'm assuming so, but might as well ask.
You want my opinion on that?
Yeah, sure.
It is, to me, this is how I define art. Is if you think you're a really, really, really good artist, you can work in any art form. So I really take that to heart. And it is similar in the fact that it uses paint strokes. It uses so painting is all it's all the same, and at the root core of it, it's just strokes, whether it's with air or with a paintbrush. I mean, that's how I feel about it. So anybody that said like, oh, you're just a tattoo artist, you're airbrush artist. So give me a tattoo gun, I can tattoo something just as, I don't know, good. I can do it. I don't ever think that I can't do another art form. So
yeah, so basically just go with whatever inspires you the most, really.
It's to me, it's like these are really good questions. It's nice actually. Someone actually asked them, because I think it's important for art to for the art whatever community or whatever. It's Kurt Cobain said that playing the guitar, he felt compelled to play it. So I kind of agree with that. It's like when you pick up a tool, if you feel compelled to use it, like that's your tool. I studied martial arts, and Mr. Pavletic, gave me the nunchucks as my first weapon to learn whatever. And I love using like the bow because it looks cool, and you make these cool like whips with it, and you're like yeah. It's cool. It's like archery too, and and it's like a sword, so you can use the bow as the sword. But if you give me some nunchucks, I can just it's totally I'm better at that, way better, and it feels better, even though it's not the coolest weapon.
Yeah. So now it's kind of like picking your own tool for using whatever type of art. From that example, I would say so. For you, it was the airbrush. For me, it was a pencil a long time ago, and it's just do whatever fits you.
Yeah. I guess even if you go back further, the pen, like pencil is like so underrated. I mean, not even underrated. It's like I saw these great drawings. One guy who drew some stuff with Speed Racer. He's in Indiana somewhere. He showed me some of his work. It was amazing. And he drew this portrait of this woman. Like I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah. For me, I remember reading one article on an autistic who just took one look at like a view of the city, and he was able to get down to every single tiny detail with a pencil, recreating it on a piece of paper. And it was just got the very most minute detail, even around the little windows. And it's just, sheesh.
Yeah. I don't think I could. I don't think I'd do that. Yeah, I mean that's incredible. But I like expressionism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think we even had a conversation about like Vincent Van Gogh and stuff. And I just relate to him a lot. So
yeah, for me, my late mother, actually did more realistic drawings actually, but for me, mine was more about the idea behind it, just getting the ideas in my head down on a piece of paper and not be like this super realistic thing. Sometimes it could be like a fancy setting and whatnot. So it's just, I just had fun with it. I didn't take it too seriously.
That's awesome, man. And that's hard to do, isn't it? Like as an artist, it's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, my only trouble was lighting it. So it's just, I don't know why it won't register, but so then now you've gotten into art through airbrushing, but airbrushing is something that not a lot of people typically think of. And some of the art stuff you have done since then, such as, you've done the live stream of body art and spray painting on everything from shoes to even cars now. Because I remember you taking a photo for, I believe it was Instagram or Facebook with you painting the clown It on the hood of the car. So
my buddy Marty,
yeah. So how about you tell us more on how you decided to really go forward with this as a business idea in that direction. How's it changed over the years from what you originally imagined?
It's a good question too. These are really great questions. I don't even think about that, which makes me think a lot about it. How has it changed? Well, how has it changed? I think it has. I know it sounds cliche, but it's cyclical. I think my work by traveling to different areas and places and doing good work has I'd like to say it's contributed to people taking it more as a legitimate art form. I guess, think of Rockwell and his drawings and how they said that he wasn't a legitimate artist because he made illustrations and he was an illustrationist. And I think about that. But I don't know. That's a really good question. I'd like to say it hasn't changed much, but that's not true. There's a lot of things have changed. A lot of things. Social media has definitely helped change it for the better. I did a painting for a U.S. Marine and got over 1,200 views, airbrushing, the part of his car, and the underhood cover of the car for his dad, and that's airbrushed and that's art, and that's pretty cool for airbrushing, in general. So
yeah. So now that we got in the
Marines, definitely.
Yeah. So now you mentioned of how perception of art changes over the years, and how in your view has it changed in terms of acceptance and being able to use it not only because of its pretty, but also just sending whatever kind of message the artist is trying to portray.
Yeah. That's another different. A lot of great questions there.
Yeah. That's why I love this job.
Yeah. So even me, I get affected by the pretty. People like it, right? They like it for it's just Jackson Pollock said you can look at something and like it, but what does Diego say? I say that you got to really look deep into what people are asking you to paint, because people are very smart. People are very smart, and I respect them for that. And when they bring me something to paint, a lot of times, especially if it's for a family member has passed away, which I've done a lot of, and I still do a lot of, or just in general painting, it's you have to try to understand the meaning it is for them, and then also the meaning that you want to convey with your work. And when I first started out, and it's even hard for me now, I'm really egotistical in the fact that I'm going to paint you something awesome, and it's going to be the shit, and you're going to like it because I'm really good at what I do. I'm the best, and that's how I think. And I have to be humbled in the sense okay, even if I think that's true, what is the purpose of me doing this?
Right.
Beyond my own ego. So it's okay, this is for somebody. So the color blue, right? They give me the color blue. So I have to try to register all the significance of what blue means, and to me, and try to incorporate into my work, and what it could possibly also mean for them, So, and then when you reach that kind of precipice of those two kind of demands or egos or whatever, then maybe you might be able to create something worthy.
Yeah, for me, just by observation, people always comment on those paintings that looks like it's just been splattered random colors on. And it's people paying thousands of dollars just for this junk. And the thing is, just even the patterns and even the colors can have a different meaning per person. Sometimes it could be a very deep meaning. You know what I mean? So.
I definitely agree. And when I find people have given me a task to paint something and it's been too long, I'll just, like you said, I'll make something. I'll put lines on paper. I'll put something down. And my friend, she wanted a painting of like two birds, so I just scribbled something on an old typewriter case, right, from like 1944, and I put some words on there, and I don't know, it's like something like that. It's like this probably meant something because I'm in Killeen, I'm in like the military area base, right? I'm not in the military, but I'm in there. Everyone here has a really deep connection to the military. This probably means something significant to her, and I need to make this now. So I try to like embrace those kind of when I feel like the inspiration, I guess. I hate that word.
For me, I just always need to find some sort of purpose with whatever I draw first. It's like, okay, I want to draw something, but sometimes I just start off by sketching lines saying, where am I going with this? I don't know, but eventually something happens. It's kind of funny how that works for me.
Yeah.
Is it like that for you too?
Yeah, except I think I don't know if this is like you, but since it's my job, and it also I feel like it's like my work legacy, I'm very, very hard on myself to the point where like it makes me paralyzed to like not to do something, or like I don't know, man. It's like, did I do a good enough job? Did I honor what I was trying to make?
So basically perfectionism. Guilty as charged here. Yeah, I know how that feels, but
I like to talk a lot of crap to social media and to myself, because it puts me on that makes me have to do a better job. Because I'm like, okay, now this guy said he's the best. Now I'm gonna expect something of the best, and then that shit gets to me a lot too. But I still do it because I want to be good,
Yeah, and especially just being able to best service for people, that help, what was I gonna say? Have someone that speaks to them on a deeper level that really connects them, like whatever message that they're trying to get out, and you help them basically get that message out on whatever prop they give to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. You never know. It's like you never know if you did, the job right. At least sometimes when I was younger, people would give me way better feedback. But now that I'm getting older, I think that was probably a better answer to the question, how things have changed. I think people are less lenient to the fact, because I am better, which is good. But it's like, okay, now we're not going to give you as many hints. Now you got to figure this out a little more on your own.
Yeah, they expect you to be psychic.
I don't know about that. It's just that, I'm grateful for paying attention to all the feedback I had ever since I was a kid, especially in the flea market, man. Those people helped me out so much. They gave me such a freaking hard time, in the sense that it made me good. So that's why whenever I say I'm good at what I do, it's because I busted my butt doing stuff like that, and I listened to as much feedback as I could, airbrushing like insane amounts of like art on t-shirts for like $5-10, like over and over again, hundreds of times, until I got good, better and better,
Hold on. Yeah, unfortunately, distractions.
It's cool.
Oh boy. There we go. So, as I've just previously said, being another way to express yourself. So, how is your airbrushing helped you express your thoughts and opinions over the years?
It has given me an advantage in the sense that it's different. So it's like, okay, I honestly don't think I would have made it to Hollywood working on the projects if I didn't airbrush. It's so different in kind to paint like that. And then that gives me a platform for attention that I can express ideas that I want to. So, and I don't think I could go on a podcast all talking about like the Black Lives Matter movement. I think I have an audience of 100, maybe 200 people, which still is a lot, or 2 days ago, 1,000. And I think that I'm grateful for the fact that I can work as an artist and have a platform, even though I try to separate politics, but I don't. I'm really bad at that. I know my brother told me I should. Everyone told me I should, but it's, you know.
Well, that's your choice, really.
Yeah. So, but I think about that. So.
So I remember you just mentioned something about Hollywood. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So I had the pleasure of working in LA and Hollywood with See Me in LA. And I've worked on some projects with B. Miller, Thru Breaking Benjamin, Jacob Sartorius. So I didn't work on the video, but I made a skateboard that was in the video. So that was really cool. And a lot of really cool connections out there from working with that. Met one of the executives, the music executives from Disney, Craig. So that's pretty cool. Got to see the Hollywood sign, the Pacific Ocean. This is like all within a day. The LACMA for 2 days. The Museum of Modern Art. So I got to see the Diego Vera and exhibits and Picasso, whatever. But so yeah.
Yeah. So what was that experience like? Just being able to actually go there instead of just hearing it all the time. I mean, you were around the Chicagoland area first of all, so it just seems like that big wow moment for you.
It was like a bittersweet moment. I felt like I felt like I was gonna be, I don't know, it's kind of lonely, I guess you'd say, in a very like cliche way. It's like, I don't know, it's like I'm here, but I'm here by myself in a sense, with friends, but at the same time I'm really by myself. So it's like, hey, look at me. And but I'm the only one looking at me in a way. So it's like, I don't know. It's a weird way to analyze it, but
yeah. So
but it gives me experience to be like, okay, I'm 33 now, which is I feel young, not super young. It's like I've done these things and I'm actually like have experience now. And I work with the best companies in the entire industry and the best, these people, the best of the best. And they said, hey, Diego, you're good enough. The Craig from Disney executive said, hey, Diego, I want to say you did a great job. And that's pretty cool, man. That means a lot,
Yeah.
So when I break it down about something, like not having a bigger project or anything, it's like, hey, that person said I'm good enough. And even at I'll take it back sense, it's like when I was working with South Shore Arts, or in 3rd grade, 4th grade drawing, saying that cornucopia you drew is the best or the good enough or whatever, it's like, if you take that mentality, you can, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. As cliche as that sounds, I still believe that.
Yeah, it's still pretty much true, really, to this day. It's just a matter of putting in the right hard work, as I've been taught.
Yep.
Not just regular hard work, but the right hard work, the one that actually advances you to your outcomes instead of just work just for the sake of work,
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. And the goals are different too. It's like, I've done cool projects, but I don't have 1 million subscribers, yet, or 100,000, or so it's like, then I compare myself to YouTubers and I get down. It's like, damn, but then I'm like, well, hey, have the YouTubers done this other stuff? So it's yeah, like you said.
Well, then I remember one speaker I met at one of the business conferences, and she only had like, what was it, 3,000 followers, and she still did pretty good. So it's more like it's not as much about the numbers, but more about the dedicated audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and it's like, they have 1 million views. I mean, who really even knows, right? I mean, people can buy views, you can buy followers. It's such a digital age that you don't even know. And I was on this huge rant, and I actually have to probably get going pretty soon, but
Okay.
On fake art, there's a lot of fake art out there, and it's stupid. So
much interruptions today. But yeah, we'll get going along since you kind of need to go soon, as mentioned. So I know one of the things that have been stereotyped in terms of art, or sometimes viewed as destructive, is spraying graffiti, for example. Yet in more recent years, it's being a bit more of an accepted form in some ways. So why do you think there was so much hesitation in accepting with these much more different forms of art in the first place from the typical norm? Is it just resistance, or?
I think right now, if I were to graffiti something in the city that I'm in, I'm like 99% or 90% sure people would be like, "That's badass," like they would immediately accept it. Although I would have the first feeling of, okay, do I want to go to jail for this though first? And can I make something worthy enough so if the police catch me, I don't go to jail?
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of like bad graffiti too. So it's like, hey, is this guy gonna put some bad graffiti up? So I think that's why they're like, like that. So and it's justified what they say. People. It's not common for someone to go down the street and paint the Mona Lisa on the side of the freaking Target, or Walmart building.
I don't think they would be very happy about that, but who?
I don't know. Maybe, but who knows?
Who knows? Sometimes. Excuse me, folks. It's been a long day for me. I mean, yesterday it felt like I was in Texas with the temperatures here. I know you remember the Midwest temperatures, how it's like here.
It's like 100 that day. Remember that day you bought that? You came by and it was really cool. You got the Star Wars Darth Vader, and it was like 100 degrees. It was so hot. The phone I had was like literally like heating up.
Yeah, it's the same here. It was just better. But now for the youth today now that love to use such art sometimes and possibly pursue a career in it, yet some they don't think beyond, oh, this is cool, spray, continue on, but because they don't think they would make serious money on it or anything like that, or if they have to follow what they're supposed to be told of getting a real job and all this other stuff, and not being able to not only do well, but also be able to use it as a way of expression, So what would you say to him or her that have these kind of thoughts in their minds, but are still hesitant,
I would say first thing is to learn marketing and learn how to think of it as a product. So I'm going to spray this wall right here and say I'm getting paid nothing for it, right? How can I turn this into a business? Someone asked me to do a mural for free or whatever. Say you're going to do it. Okay, take photos of it, put it on Facebook Marketplace, and then and share it and say, hey, I could do this for $50 or whatever, profit would be inclusive paint, So that's how you start out. And if you want to express yourself, say someone gave you the scene of Jesus of Nazareth and you don't want to screw it up because it's so like it's for a church, and it's so good, right? And say, okay, well, I'm going to do it in purple. I'm going to do it in a shade of purple. So that's how I'm going to express myself. And I'm going to include the scene and make it perfect like they want. And I'm not going to, aberrate from the design that they want. So, I think that would be a way I would do it, I think.
So, yeah. And wait a minute, how much time do you have actually? Because
I don't know. My text. I got about 3 minutes.
Okay. So I guess we're going to be closing down the episode a bit more earlier than usual, but I still want to definitely thank you for your time to being on here briefly. And how can people learn more about you and be able to contact you?
Pretty easy. I just gotta go to YouTube or Facebook Messenger. I'm always in there all the time. I try to leave my chat window thing open as much as I can. You can text me. My number is 219-484-9854. It's the same number I had since I was like 16 years old. So that's there. And then mindless paint at gmail.com. Yeah, and Instagram. Yeah, thank you. Diego Diablo, Snapchat, mindless paint, all that stuff. So.
And also you have a website, shopairbrush.com as well.
Yeah, shopairbrush.com. That's cool.
Yeah, and also one of the links you posted is for someone named Sam Rosato. Who exactly is this person?
Oh, I don't know. I think was it the Diego Diablo one? That was a little mislink, but I did post a link to the family of for the family to share what happened, and I know what's going on real fast right now.
Yeah,
I'll try to share that for George Floyd, for the family for George Floyd. So
okay, so this and of course for those of you who want to learn more about this podcast here, we have ChristopherCasson.com/podcast to learn more about it, as well as, of course, the social media on Facebook and Instagram with Thru Autistic Eyes Official, as well as a Patreon, so that if you love the content you've been watching, you could become a patron and be able to give support so that we could keep the show going. So I just want to thank you again so much for this quick show, and of course, this is Christopher D. Casson here, signing off with Thru Autistic Eyes, and we'll see you next time. So take care.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me on.